Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this narration of the web series Why Humans Make Bad Familiars. If you're new to the series, there is a playlist listed down below. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 5. Are you sure you don't have cold flames? That sure sounds like you might. Ro jokingly said. I laughed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. My inversion doesn't affect my own spells, just others. Have you ever tried? Nine asked. Well, actually no. No, I haven't. I've never really occurred to me, I said, surprised at my own oversight. You should try it during training, Nine suggested. Huh. Maybe I will, I said. After talking, I asked Suma to send me back home for a bit. Are you sure, Jake? She asked. Yeah, I told my mum I would call her after we arrived and got set up, I explained. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow morning. With that, she sent me back home, and I called my mum. The phone rang for a moment, and I heard the voice. Hello? Hi, Mum, I said. Oh, Jake. How was the base? Did you finish getting settled in? She asked sweetly. Yeah, we arrived a few hours ago, and I had a kind of assembly with everybody. They split us up and assigned us to teams before having everyone unpack. Oh, that's good. How's Suma settling in, then? She's good. We did find out that she was going to be the only healer on our team, though, so she's a bit nervous about that. What? Why is she the only one? It seems unsafe. Well, we're a small team, only about 6 total, so I guess they figured that we wouldn't need more than one, I theorized. Anyway, we spent an hour setting up her things in the team's room. Then she sent me back for the night. We are having training tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna go get some sleep early tonight. What will you do until then? I don't know. Probably just make some dinner and watch a movie. Okay, Jake. That reminds me, you got a letter yesterday. It was sent here by mistake. Who's it from? It's from the HMRC, she said. Revenue and Customs. Why did they send me a letter? I asked. Well, I don't know. I didn't open it. Ha! Actually, there was an issue with my bank a while back. Maybe it's about that. I'll come pick it up later today, okay? Much later, because I have my dominoes group tonight at 5. I looked at the clock on my phone, 3:48. I can be over in about 20 minutes. Do you need anything while I'm out? I asked. Maybe some bread, dear. Whole wheat and with raisins, if you could find it. Okay. See you in a bit. Bye-bye, she said, and I hung up. 7 minutes later, I was walking around the store. Raisin bread, raisin bread, raisin bread. I chanted as I searched. Raisin. The sounds of flapping cut me off, and I turned around to see what it was. What the? I looked around the empty aisle for a few seconds before chalking it up to a trolley passing by. Finding the bread, I put it into my basket. Then Amboss landed on my shoulder. Do you remember the first time you gave me bread, Zachariah? Amboss laughed, his sea-colored feathers ruffling as he thought about it. Of course I do, I laughed. You acted as if it was nectar of the heavens. And this bread must be even better. It has those delicious raisins in it as well. We both laughed as we remembered, until someone came and tapped me on the shoulder. Sir, are you okay? The store employee wondered. Suddenly, I forgot what was so funny, and who I was talking to. Yeah? I'm fine. Excuse me, I said, with my head filled with fog. I left the store and the bread behind and went out and sat in my car with the door open. Suma, something's not, I said, trying to contact her, but my head was spinning and throbbing too much for me to focus. Suma, can you hear me? I said, and fell to the ground. This is the last thing I remembered for a while. End of chapter. Chapter 6. Sir, are you okay? The store employee wondered. Suddenly, I forgot what was so funny and who I was talking to. Yeah, I'm fine. Excuse me, I said with my head filled with fog. I left the store and the bread behind, then went out and sat in my car with the door open. Suma, something's not, I said, trying to contact her, but my head was spinning and throbbing too much for me to focus. Suma, can you hear me? I said, and fell to the ground. That was the last thing I remembered for a while. Sometime later, I woke up with a throbbing pain in my head and a bright light in my eyes. Ugh! I groaned. Mr. Vandal, you're awake. Excellent. Are you okay? A voice said. My head hurts, I said. What happened? I moaned as I slowly opened my eyes. I tried moving around, but that only made the pain in my head worse, so I stopped. It seems you fell and hit your head, sir. What's the last thing you remember? The voice came close enough to see that it was coming from a doctor. "Where am I? Is this a hospital?" I wondered. "Yes, sir, you collapsed getting into your car. A store employee called 999 for you," the doctor said. "My mum, I was going to go see her," I said, my mind in a confused fog. "Yes, we already contacted her. She's on her way now," the doctor said. "Mr. Vandal, do you have any idea what may have caused your collapse?" "It was the flaming man, the figure of flame. He did this," I said, and at the time not realizing what I was saying. "Hallucinations. He may have had head trauma," the doctor said. At first, I thought she was talking to me, but after the fog left my brain, I realized that she was probably talking to a nurse who was somewhere that I couldn't see. "Schedule a CT and psych eval." I don't remember much of what happened for the next 10 minutes, mostly because of the haze. Partially because it was just the doctor talking to the nurse about how I was probably on drugs and I needed a tox screen. Soon, my mum burst into my room crying, shoved past the doctor, and nearly knocked her over and hugged me. "Jake, thank goodness you're okay. What happened? Are you hurt? What happened?" Mum screamed as tears ran down her face. She hugged me so hard I heard something pop, and not in a good way. In a cry of pain kind of way, which is exactly what I did. "Ah, Mum, my back!" I yelped. Mum turned to the doctor. "What happened to him?" The doctor, who was rubbing her shoulder after having been knocked into the wall by a charging bull that was my mum, answered. "We aren't sure yet. He fell unconscious and may have hit his head. He was delirious when he woke up. He was talking about a flaming man." Mum's eyes went wide, and then she looked at me confused and worried, but soon her eyes narrowed, and I felt my butt cheeks pucker when I realized that she realized what I didn't want her to ever figure out. I was keeping things from her. She turned back to the doctor with a mask of friendliness and pleasantness draped over her true feelings. "Thank you for taking care of him. How long will the tests take?" About 6 hours total," the doctor answered. "Thank you. I'll wait here with him," Mum told her. As soon as the doctor and nurse left, Mum's mask came off. "Jake?" "Yeah?" I asked nervously. "Who was the flaming man?" A cold calm dripped in her voice, the likes of which I hadn't heard since the time she caught me smoking in high school. I knew that eerie calm meant bad things. Nobody, Mum. I was just having a bad dream and was—" "Jake?" She looked at me with a glare of almost begged me to try and lie to her. Sometimes my mum is really unnerving. "Okay, so I met this guy. He did something to my head and I'd been seeing things, but this was the first time I've passed out," I confessed, talking quite quickly. Suma's point of view. I was in my roost, nearly asleep, when I heard a voice. It was far away but calling to me. It sounded like Zachariah, my familiar. I flew towards the voice and the soaring high in the sky, and the voice was growing louder as it called out for me. "Amboss! Amboss!" Finally, I saw Zachariah. He was practicing in a field with his sword, like always. I landed on a rock next to the small sapling and talked to him. "Hello, Zachariah," I said. "Hello, Amboss. Do you need something?" "The Royal Court wants to see us." "To scold us again?" he groaned, and used the reverse summons to send his weapon away. "Most likely, but maybe we will get lucky and they'll just kill us instead." "Better than sitting through another of their long-winded lectures," he joked. "Do you know what it is about?" "Do you really need to ask?" I wondered. "Let me guess. They once again disagree with how I use my magic in battle." He shook his head. "We are at war. Doesn't really matter how the enemy dies, as long as they do." "I believe that they are more concerned with the new spell that you used in the last battle, actually. The final one that you used that looked like a cloud of fog," I guessed. "I wonder if they'll make it another forbidden spell." He stood up. "What do you think, Amboss? Was I wrong to use it?" "I thought the spell was rather interesting, and your application of it was superb," I answered. "You know what I'm asking, Amboss." "And you know that I do not care how the enemy dies. Watching them turn on each other like they did, it's what they deserve." Zachariah nodded his head and looked towards the sky for a moment. "All right then, let's go get into trouble, Amboss," he said. "Yes, let's," I started to say, but was interrupted by yelling, "Suma!" I jerked awake and saw Nine standing over me. "Finally! You're sleepy deeply, don't you? It's time to wake up for training." End of chapter. I would quickly like to thank the T5 channel members and Patreons. Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Barky, Lord Azrakal, It's Difficult to Pronounce, Dragzoon WRE, Holly's Sister, Arcadian. Thank you very much.